So, I was on holiday. Well, no, I was driving down to Cornwall when this news came out. Of course, it was when I was like,
Yeah, well,
away
I got
from,
it
like...
first because it popped up. I think it was on BBC News, right? It popped up, and I was just like, "What? Am I seeing this right? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck?" And then immediately I was just like sending it to Nick, and I was just like, "Come on, Nick, what's happening?" And then he didn't respond, and I was just
For, like,
like, "Nick,
hours.
I
I
have
know.
all this burning like
See,
excitement, and
I...
you're not responding."
I was driving down to Cornwall at this point. I got to the place we were staying, connected to the Wi-Fi, was kind of I'm not sure if it was your message I saw first, or if it was literally I just opened my Facebook and the first thing I saw was like a couple scrolls, and then Russell T Davies is returning. Is that right? I was like, I had exactly the same reaction. I was like, what? No, that's not. Is this a prank? Is this April Fool's? Is it April Fool's?
Well, like I said, since I saw it on BBC News, it's like it had to be like
Yeah.
legit.
See,
and then like I immediately go to Twitter. It's just like everybody's like
freaking out.
I mean,
Insane.
actually, this is before a lot of people were freaking out because like I called it so early that there was only a few comments, and like, but then it just seeing that building excitement, it was just like you couldn't help but yeah, get a bit giddy.
It was insane. Like, honestly, like
You're
seeing
making me
it, like,
giddy.
and then I saw your thing. I was like, oh my god. I think that's what I just messaged you, like, oh my god, a load of times.
Yeah, you did.
And I kept just messaging you, oh my god, at random points throughout the day, because I just couldn't believe it. That's how insane this is.
The last thing I expected.
Yeah,
like
honestly.
Period.
What's the fuck? I am so glad he's writing the 60th. I am so happy. Like, Russell T deserves an anniversary special more than anyone. Yeah. Like, Moffat did a great job, and I'm glad he got his. But Russell T he just deserves to have his name on an anniversary. I just can't fucking wait for his shit to come back. Yeah. Oh my god, Conrad! It's insane. I mean, we're getting at least a anniversary special and a series of his. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Well, they said next series and
beyond.
And beyond. So presumably there'll be
hopefully like 2 or 3.
At least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
At least.
I think we'll see. I'm gonna go with 2 to start with contractually. I think they'll do the anniversary and 2 series. And fuck me, that's exciting. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Insane. Who'd have thought? Who'd have fucking thought? No one was guessing that.
Well, because we didn't know this was sort of
and Bad Wolf back
could even be on the table, right?
The easiest decision to make. Like the fact that he's interested and wants to come back. Like Russell T has more fucking ideas, and I'm all here for that. I mean, his writing just got better. Like throughout the series. I mean, series 1 is fucking ace. But like you look at like his amazing work with like Midnight and Turn Left.
Yeah.
Fuck me. That's after like 4 years in the job, and he was still coming up with absolute fucking belters. Like Jesus Christ, I cannot wait. He's had time to think about it. Yeah. He's been doing Doctor Who stuff all through lockdown as well, which I think has definitely helped. You know, he was writing like the Sarah Jane thing and the nurse cat lady passing away, which was such a beautiful piece.
It was, yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that definitely helped. I think, I mean, this is obviously, I think in some ways, a bit of a damage control. I think BBC know that Doctor Who should probably be bigger than it is, considering the money they're pumping into it. And the viewing figures are still fine. They're not like bad beyond any means,
catastrophic,
but it's not where it was, which obviously you want Doctor Who to be. You're like, well, if it can reach 10 million, why isn't it?
Clearly, you know, this era has been divisive, like for various reasons. You know, some justified, some not so justified, but regardless, like there is a huge split in the fan base, and I'm sure, you know, to a certain extent, you know. Well, no, definitely Russell's, you know, still not gonna like suddenly like radically change like you know, certain part of the fan base which isn't liking Jill for certain reasons are probably going to like Russell T for very similar reasons.
I hope
But
so. Yeah.
yeah, but honestly, I just think Russell T Davies is a better, far better writer.
Hands down. I mean, out of the
So,
three, out of Moffat, Chibnall, and Russell T, Russell T
Hmm.
is definitely by far the best of the three. Not saying that the others are bad in any means, but he, at least in terms of writing drama and characters that you care about,
yeah,
Russell is just
Hmm.
a true legend for what he does. I mean, in It's a Sin, in 5 episodes, he gets you to care as much about his characters as, you know, as I did any other Doctor Who characters. You know, he just has a way of writing personalities which feel authentic and
Yeah.
real, and just really good dialogue. He knows where to cut the shit, and that's actually going back through series 11. The main thing I have problem with is just companions saying shit that doesn't need to be said. Like,
Yeah.
in the best moment, which I sent to you on Snapchat, was the Ghost Monument, where the camera pulls out, there's a dramatic sound, and suddenly there's robots there. We as an audience can tell that they weren't there before, but they get both Graham and Ryan to say, "Oh, where did they come from? They weren't there that before," and it removes all the tension, because it's like, do you think we're fucking stupid? Like, we know by the camera movement and the music and the sounds that you just should just have the Doctor say, "Stand back," and you know they can go, "Oh my god," you know, are they what are they? You can just have them say that. Like, what are they? That means that you don't know what they. It's like the same thing without it being
Plus they just generally did a pretty poor job of making most of them like likable at all.
And that's it's because they don't say anything of any substance.
Besides maybe a little bit Graham, but like, you know.
Well, Graham,
Ryan
we
and
like
Yaz.
we like Graham because he was funny. I think that's the key thing. He was very good at the humor. From rewatching it, he has those decent small moments. Yaz actually, I remember we said that Yaz wasn't getting enough, but going back to 11, she actually go back to series 11. Any times that she did get stuff, it was far better than all the others. Like, her stuff is still the best, and that's why she's so far my favorite companion of the era, and probably because she's got a
we've only got a choice of 3. But...
Yeah. I mean, I think I like Dan a lot. I really like John Bishop anyway as a person. He's very funny, so I think he'll bring that kind of similar energy. I'm pretty sure he'll play somewhat a version of himself in this. A bit like how Bradley Walsh played a bit of a version of himself, but they're likable people, so that's fine. You know, I mean, Matt Lucas played, you know, his kind of caricature version of himself. You know, playing to your strengths, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. I think Russell T will do a female Doctor. I think that's a big reason why he's coming back.
Possibly, although, you know, there are other ways you could go with it. I mean, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely very likely. So
I would actually be surprised if you went for a man. I'll be very surprised.
Yeah,
I think because
I guess that's people have been throwing around the idea of like getting a gay actor to play the Doctor, for example. You know,
I mean, that's I don't like that side of things. I'm not too bothered about because
no, but I'm just saying that's, you know, like I said, they're just up. Like, I don't think it's like definitely going to be a woman necessarily, because like I said, there are other ways they could like bring in new, you know,
diversity,
diverse casting decisions. So we'll see on that front. Like, it's definitely likely it'll be a woman, but yeah, I wouldn't say that's.
I'm not saying for definite. I'm just, my leaning is more if I was, you know, 60, 40, 70, 30, as in like, or women more likely. I feel like that would be fresh to Russell T. Obviously, he's never written a female Doctor, and I feel like that would be interesting. No. He also wrote, what was it, In Rose or something, about a future Doctor, which was like a tall, I think, black woman, which I mean, like,
tall, bold black woman,
yeah, and like, isn't it Tania Miller or something, who's in she played the general in like Hellbent. She was the one who got shot and then regenerated. She's been, people have been kind of saying her, and I think she'd be great. I mean, she's got a really good like Doctor stare, as I'd call it, the kind of the oncoming storm. Yeah, I can feel that vibe from her.
Could do, yeah. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that happening. I don't know how much stake we'll put into the book.
Oh yeah, I mean,
given that that's probably a long time before.
they're casting now. They gotta be for if they're
Well, the
shoot.
book. I'm just saying the book was written, a
Oh,
fair enough way
oh,
back
yeah.
that it probably doesn't really have any impact on what's going on right now.
No,
But
but it could be
you know,
like a background in the back of his head of what would he like from a future Doctor, and he chose that, and he'd worked with her on years and years. So he's kind of people writers tend to go with who they've gone with before, at least worked with before, because they know what they can do, they know what they can achieve on the set.
And yeah, Russell already worked with Chris and David before. Starting on Doctor Who, so.
Yeah, exactly. So it's exciting. It'll be good.
I mean, generally they do, except like Matt Smith is. Well, I guess Moffat sort of was the exception to that because Chibnall, of course, knew Jodie. Moffat,
Moffat
just picked.
I'm not sure he had work. I'm not sure he'd worked with either of them.
No, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Which I kind of,
he's kind of the exception there.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. How do you feel that it sounds like the new Doctor's first episode will be the 60th anniversary?
Yeah, and I could see that being quite interesting, particularly if they are still, going with the whole, to a certain extent, like celebrating the history and the legacy of the show. I could almost see it sort of being like maybe the Doctor has lost their sort of lost themselves, like almost like a just regenerated, maybe completely, totally lost, and has to sort of do, I guess, draw on the past before being able to move on to the future sort of spiel. I can see that almost happening, maybe. Again, it's very difficult to say about anything.
Do you think it could be so a way I'm thinking that you can get classic Doctors into it with not like with being able to poo away their definite aging since playing the role is you have it set mostly in the Doctor's subconscious, in their mind, so that when they come across an older incarnation of themselves, it's just the Doctor's brain making them older because it was there so long ago, right? So the Doctor's brain is automatically aging them because it's like, wow, you were so long ago. Look at like why do you look so old? I didn't look like that. It's like your age, your brain is aging us, my dear. Something like that could be like, and then you could get Colin Baker back. You could get Sylvester and Peter Davison.
Yeah, that's also assuming we'd even like
you
have
can even get companions, right?
Like, actually, one way I can see them just like including classic Doctors is just if they don't go the whole multi-Doctor route, is if they just have them like play other characters and just cameo.
Cool. Yeah,
that'd be cool to just have them there.
It's just interesting how you do a first Doctor's story for an anniversary, because you got to do all the classic tropes of introducing a new Doctor, which is difficult to keep that fresh. You've got to find a new way to sell something that is the same. New TARDIS.
I actually had an idea the other day. This probably won't apply, considering I don't think they'd start off a new era with this, right? A new Doctor, anything. But what I thought would be cool for like a classic, like a future anniversary special, would be to make an episode like made and filmed in very similar methods as they would have done in 1963.
Yeah,
like full on black and white using
TV setup.
I don't know if you'd be able to use the old cameras,
like they did with One Division, basically.
Yeah, sort of like that. Proper 4x3, if possible, using the same tech that they used at the time, if like any of it's even still usable, or like close approximations. I think that'd be really cool to essentially get like a new classic Doctor Who episode.
For One Division, they use particular lenses, is how they did it. So they still had like, I think it was modern cameras, but they made sure that the lenses they used would match the lenses that were also used back then.
Available.
So I feel like that would be a tough one to do, like as the whole anniversary special. I feel like you could have the main anniversary special, but like maybe like a prologue, or like like something like that, which is actually built up in this. and then it continues into a bit like how One Division, you know, if it stayed in that 4x3 for the whole series, probably for at least modern audiences would have got a bit.
I mean, it wouldn't. It would. The story itself wouldn't have to be like, I guess. I mean, in terms of anniversaries, it could just be like, say, another Dalek episode. But the way it's shot is like only using techniques and abilities you'd be able to use at that point. So like like expensive CG, all
it's
practical.
A live performance, isn't it? It's theatre.
Yeah.
It was theatre back then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every Doctor Who
they had some
theatre.
like limited reshoots.
Yeah.
Abilities, but
it was pretty much a theatre show, which is why I think I enjoy the black and white era so much, because it is. It's like live theatre. You're watching, and I feel that's something that always made the energy feel really real in the black and white era, is because they're not cutting, you know, the cameras are cutting because they've got multicam setup. And yes, it makes the lighting less dramatic and all those things, but I think if you did one 25-minute episode, like for a prequel story to set up the next era, like the anniversary special, that could be a really sweet way to go about it. I feel like that could be really cool, because it can end then setting up then the anniversary special, a bit like, you know, how we had Night of the Doctor and this and that. It would be a really cool way to go about it, using that old technique. And just have like a theatre show of that episode, and you could have a lot of fun with it. You know, that would be a good one for the Master to show up in, or Cybermen. You know, how would you do that?
Well, the Master was never in the black and white era.
Well, yeah, I know. So that would be an interesting. There was a Master, just not the Master.
Yeah, not the Master.
There was the Mind Robber, the Master. That was what a story. I need to watch that again. But yeah, so I can't believe it. I'll be interested what they do in music. I think they'll probably change. I
mean, honestly, I know people on Twitter are saying, "Oh, you know, Russell T always works with Murray Gold, so like, surely he'll come back." It's like, I don't know, given that Murray Gold seemed to have been like exhausted by the end of the Moffat era, and like, I know certainly, you know, during like the final story, like it was just sort of like a goodbye, like best of sort of mix of like his best songs. It's almost like a goodbye sort of thing. So I don't know, given how long he was actually on the show before, if he'd even want to come back. So we could get somebody entirely new. I mean, there's a possibility, I suppose, we keep the same guy which we had for this era, but I kind of hope not.
I'm more for the bombastic music personally. I feel like the music's okay, but I can't I can't harm any of the current era.
It's literally just like about as generic a background music as you could get, really. Like, there's not a whole lot of like seriously memorable. I mean, we were complaining about it throughout like pretty much all of like episodes, 11 and 12. It's just like, this would have been really cool if we'd had Murray Gold music here, but instead it falls flat. I think that's actually seriously one of the bigger issues of this whole era. It's just lacks the energy which I feel like Doctor Who sort of
needed. Look, Doctor Who is a camp show and it needs bombastic. I feel like that's like a thing which really helped.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like, you know, the running scenes. You want that intense running and, you know, crazy trumpets. Like, the Master's music's a bit, like, out there. You know, his theme, like... Like, those scenes, it showed his insanity, because it was really intrusive music. But it told you how to feel. Like, oh my god, this guy's a psychopath. He is insane, with those horrible strings. Yeah. I wonder if he'll come back, because it's Russell T, though. I feel like it's a different working relationship, right? But I think a key thing which we haven't mentioned is Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf is back on the books, baby. The production company, which I think will help with...
I mean, they're only established after, but, you know.
Well, yeah. But I feel like they will help a lot with consistency of the series coming out at a regular time. Because, like, I think the issue with BBC Studios is they're having to look after all the other drama that they're doing at that time. Which you've only got so many staff, right? But if you're going out of house, then their main focus, they're being paid to focus on this one show, so that will always be their focus. That is their thing. and they can turn around things a lot quicker because they're just having to make decisions based on just Doctor Who.
Plus, they've now got a whole bunch of Sony money,
And Sony money, and they've been doing his Dark Materials, which got Lil Miranda, you know, from Hamilton, like Andrew Scott. It's like they pull in fucking big stars as well.
Yeah, no, it's the whole Sony thing is interesting just because clearly, you know, they've invested in Badwell because of the Doctor Who deal rather than. Well, it's almost certain, like, probably.
It definitely
I can't say for sure, but it's very likely that that's the reason why Sony have invested now, which does kind of bring in some interesting potential implications. I mean, it could just mean nothing. It could literally just be, you know, just a financing deal.
Yeah, I mean,
but there are potentials there, whether or not it's for international distribution of some degree, or you know, as people have been pointing out, maybe even, you know,
movie.
Movie. Considering it's I think specifically Sony Pictures, isn't it?
Well, you see, yes, it's Sony Pictures. I think for the 60th, it will be in cinemas. That's my first shout. I think it will be. I think the 50th did incredibly well in cinemas, and I think this would as well, especially as it is the start of a new era as well.
Yeah.
Right. If we're kicking off the next Doctor in that, it's we got to go to the event again. Seeing as we went to the 50th one, we got to make sure we're on that and get there. So that was a great day.
That was
what a great day.
Was.
And then we can try.
Maybe we can release the footage this time.
Yes. Or we could do it in a bundle. Here I have lots of acne. Here I'm a lot older.
I did release like a lot of the footage, but I mean, it just took so long. Like we filmed this whole bit, and we had like an intro and such, so we lost those bits.
Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. Doctor Who, what a ride! But fuck me, can't believe it's almost been a whole decade since that. That was such a huge thing to us.
Yeah.
And it's almost been 10 years. I can't believe it. Can't quite believe it. I'm gonna watch Adventure in Space and Time actually soon. I love that thing. That was possibly the best thing we got out of the anniversary actually. Art, that was great by Mark Gatiss. I wonder if Mark Gatiss will return, seeing as Russell T's back.
Maybe. I mean, I can definitely see like more of some of the old guard, I guess. Kind of potentially coming back, given, you know, their complete absence from the Chibnall era.
I want Paul Cornell.
That'd be very nice. Though he only
he did Family of Blood and Human Nature, and he did Father's Day. Father's Day. All three are amazing.
Yeah. Though, you know, I certainly, of course, it's still probably we're definitely going to get new writers. Of course.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure we're going to get plenty of fresh blood. But you know, it'd be nice to see some of like old favorites come back too. Like, you know, I do. Yeah, a lot of those writers were great. I'd love to see new stories from them. You know, like as good in the way as it is to, you know, get a whole bunch of new fresh faces to bring their own ideas and concepts. Like having that sort of familiarity and new ideas from, you know, older writers, I think very much has merit too. So, you know, you just got to find that right balance, really, and it's what I feel like anyway.
Ben Oranovich,
please, please.
That would be great. First person from a classic era to proper.
Well, no, we had the survival.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, it'd be cool from someone who's written for like actual, you know, 6th Doctor, 7th Doctor, whatever. Yeah, because it'd be nice just to that cool. That'd be a good tidbit. But like, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's upcoming. I can see the finish line for this era, so I'm like, there's only so much damage he can do at that time.
Yeah, well, you don't.
I jest. I'm looking forward.
I wouldn't tempt fate there.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they wrap up this Timeless Child thing, because it's definitely not finished. It's only
I wouldn't
just
say looking
begun.
forward to it, but
I'm interested.
Well,
well, it could get better, right? It could be a better ending than where we're currently at.
Or it could be worse.
Well, you know, it could be both. But like, I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna because there's no point going negative. I want to enjoy it. I'm a Doctor Who
The
fan.
Doctor was secretly a
Not-
Khalid and was experimented on by Davros
Yes.
in order to
Oh,
give
this all makes
regeneration
sense.
powers.
The Doctor was actually the first Dalek.
He was the first. She was the first Dalek.
Yeah. Wow. That would be a trip. And the first Cyberman, it wasn't Bill at all. Bill was actually the Type 2. The Doctor was the first Cyberman. And the Doctor is the Master. It's all connected. The Doctor is everyone. Ever. That's ever existed in the whole of the universe.
Just like Clara.
Yeah,
Except
oh
Clara
gosh.
is also now the Doctor.
God.
So
Yes, Clara actually is the Doctor. Oh, God. My God. It's been 10 years since Clara, right? Joined.
Yeah,
Isn't that insane? 2013.
Yeah.
No, actually 2012. It's been over a decade.
Yeah, over,
almost,
yeah.
No, almost.
No,
a decade.
it's not.
Almost,
Yeah, it's not
almost.
yet been over.
It's almost been a decade since Clara first joined. God.
Yeah.
How's that got? Like, that's gone so quickly. Like, the tens, like, after the 50th anniversary to now is insanely quick. I feel like all the gaps probably
It
haven't
simultaneously
helped.
felt very long, but also very quick.
I'm hoping for, like, yeah, just more consistent Who around the springtime. And I feel that will happen,
Well,
especially, I mean, there's been rumours that they're going to start shooting, like, next March, which would be insanely early. But that's a good thing. If you know that your first episode is going to be the 60th anniversary, you might as well film it early, get it out of the way, and then film a series, right? So you've got the Doctor's introduction, then hopefully a Christmas special return, fuck New Year's. I don't get why they changed it, never mind. But anyway, hopefully we return to Christmas Day. That'll be a massive celebration. I'll get drunk if that news comes out. Then we get the Christmas special. I miss it so much on Christmas Day. I miss it so much. But anyway, so like anniversary special, Christmas special, then a series in the spring. If you started filming that now, you could do that, but you could also then by like summer of then 23. I almost said 2013. Jesus, that's how used I am to that being the anniversary, right? Like anniversary year. But anyway, yeah. So then by the time you could have, that's a whole year, and they shot for like 11 months. And then if they took like 2 months off, then you could start then the next Christmas special in the series, and then you'd be you'd be ahead by about a year.
Yeah.
Which
also,
isn't bad.
If it is March, the implication of that is that we're probably going to know who's the next Doctor very soon.
Oh,
probably after the series.
Yeah, after this series it'll be announced.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start filming, right? They're going to start filming places. And if they're doing like...
if they haven't already.
Right now, they're going to be designing the new TARDIS, new title sequence.
Yeah.
Compose will probably already be on board because they get books out quite a while in advance. So they need to know. So yeah, new title sequence, that costume, companions, right?
Yeah,
that's it. Like that's all happening as we speak, which is fucking exciting. Like, isn't that insane? New Doctor, new era. Oh yeah, boy, can't wait. New TARDIS design. This one's never grown on me.
No, I mean it's okay. It's not. I don't think it's certainly not the worst TARDIS design, but it's like, like it's not.
I feel like the issue with the current cameras is they don't allow for much wide shots, and I feel like we've never really had nice wide shots. Do you remember like the 11th Doctor's TARDIS or 12's? You could get those really nice wide shots from far out. I feel we've never really got that. Like,
I think it's that, and just how small it feels because
because it's always close-ups.
There doesn't seem to be like a whole ship like with all these additional rooms behind it. It just appears to be a console room in the middle of a dim sort of
there's like you can't really see the edge, and like it's more like a set. It feels more like a 60s set where you could just walk off to the sides. It's not like it's not really.
Like, I don't mind the TARDIS feeling more organic than natural because like that's always kind of been depending on which TARDIS you're looking at. Like the classic TARDIS was very mechanical looking, whereas the Coral design of course was a lot more of this organic grown sort of feel.
Did love me the organic, but that's
I don't Sorry.
My favorite is actually still the Capaldi one. I really love that. That one is
The Capaldi
just
design was
epic.
Yeah, and that was very mechanical. Like, I don't mind them switching back and forth because the TARDIS very much can be both.
I think it depends on the Doctor, right?
but
I think it really depends on what your Doctor's attitude is, what you're trying to get across. And I feel like Russell will know that. Russell will have it covered.
Yeah.
I just have no doubts in the man. I'm worried that what happens if he writes a stinker, Conrad? What happens? Because
I mean, he did even during when he was actually
it's just
showrunner. Nobody's got like
100%
track record, right?
It's more like. Yeah, I'm
think
I'm
more
so hyped for it. I guess that's the worry,
It's not, there's of course there's absolutely no guarantee that every single episode he writes is going to be like top 10 out of 10 best thing ever or anything. But for me, more importantly, is getting a more agreeable tone, perhaps a more exciting I wouldn't say more exciting set of writers necessarily, but getting more exciting plot lines. Like its tone, its music, its who's brought in to write. It's it's a lot of things, and I think, and where they go with the next Doctor and potentially whatever series arcs and such. Like Russell T is probably the person who may well get the show like the best, like just in terms of like
for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I very much I trust him wholeheartedly. Like I know it will be different, like because people can't go into it like expecting that it's going to be the same. We're not just going to get like what if Russell T Davies continued on for series 5 or whatever. This is going to be like an entirely it's going to be different. It's going to be very different
because we're gonna get like with the bigger budget, right? With the better graphics, like that's exciting.
The important thing for me is that while it's going to be very different, we can trust in him with the fact that he, like I said, understands the show very, very well. It's felt like at some points that Chibnall didn't really, or at least not in the way that certainly not agreeing in the way that I look at the show in a lot of like instances and decisions that he made.
I think it's
whereas Russell T, like I said, like not everything he tried to do during the initial run, entirely worked for me. Like the whole Dr. Rose romance subplot kind of was pushed way too far. I feel like.
He loved Rose.
Like it became melodramatic, and like I know people still cry and whatever, but it's like it feels very teen romance drama. Thankfully, a lot of the episodes, actually, of course, were great, but it's like, but I think he'd already sort of got past that a little bit. I mean, we still had sort of the a little bits of things, but certainly 3 and 4 in terms of like with so much like massive jumps over 2 in that regard.
Yeah, I mean 4's the best series. I mean, or 1. It's one of those two. But either way, like he's had time to work, like much like series 1. He started work on that in 2003, and then it came out. He had a lot longer to work on it. Like if he's starting now, it's only 2021, and they won't need to really. They don't actually need to film the 60th until March of 2023. Because that's when they filmed it around that time. They filmed it in the March and it came out in the November. That's how they did it. But they've got like a whole year and like a half until that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to film it early. I think they're going to film it, like next year, May, June time. If they film in March, I know that they're definitely filming this and then doing a series, which makes sense, right? For the lead actor and the companion, like you don't really want them to do like, let's say, how long would the movie take? TV movie, 6 weeks maybe, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, just for that.
Potentially.
You wouldn't want them just to that and then to go off and do something else. You'd be like, right, okay, let's film the 60th festive special and then just go straight into the series. Then we can have like 2-3 months break before we come back then for the next series. And like you start filming that festive special and the series, you know, whatever. Like,
yeah,
I feel like with Bad Wolf being across it as well, I feel like the production will be a lot better. I mean, actually, in terms of like his Dark Materials, how consistent was that being released? Because that would be a good one to base.
And yeah, that is the issue, is that we need to really stop having like regular year breaks.
God, it's so
like, you know,
it's
yeah,
exhausting.
the reduced episode count is fine if you're also then releasing them yearly, but like, you know, having it like both like less episodes over a much longer period of time, it's like, I get it if the quality was generally better, but like it hasn't tremendously been over these, you know, last few seasons.
Yeah,
So
I just don't think he's a showrunner like Russell T is. I think that's
no.
just the clear thing. Yeah, so okay, so it was consistently back to back the series. So it was third. Yeah, so they both came out in November, same time, back to back.
Okay.
So, yeah, they managed it, right? And how many episodes are in the series? 8 episodes for both. Oh no, okay. The second one only had 7 episodes, but that could have been COVID reasons. And is a third series coming out? Third series began in May 2021. They probably got delayed because of COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll probably come out a little later, but like maybe only like 3 months later than it should, rather than like a whole year. Like it was like, God, the gap between series 11. No, actually, that was about a year, wasn't it? A year and a bit, actually, between 11 and 12.
But you know, we had a whole year without, basically, except for the specials, and then, you know.
Yeah, actually, how did that run? No, because yeah, we had the Sing 11, then a whole year, because it didn't come out in the So it's always taken like a year and like 3 months is basically how long it was taking. It was just getting a bit tiring. Like you don't know when to.
And again,
watch it.
if we had the same episode count, I would have understood, because you know it was the old sort of timeline was tiring clearly on like showrunners and the actors and whatever's, and you know they said they wanted to put it more into the quality of the individual episodes, which, like I said, I don't know if that side of it's paid off, but whatever. But like, you know, I don't think having it like both reduced and, you know, like taking regular gaps, like year gaps, is like really justified given what we've been given. So
yeah. Yes, I guess we will see. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all my thoughts on it. I look forward to it, but at the minute, I'm just trying to focus on this era, finishing this era, enjoying it as much as possible. Just because why not? 9 left, less than double digits, you know, like. I'm on a rewatch of Series 11. I'm actually enjoying Jodie a lot more in the character. I think it's because I know what I'm coming in to expect, so I'm not expecting the Russell T of it. I'm just trying to take it as something different and new. And I was trying to watch Series 6, but I kind of just like, I don't know, I couldn't get past the opener because I was a bit like, I know it feels, I don't know, maybe I'm still not fitted out a bit.
Think they ever really entirely figured out what they wanted her doctor to be.
I think there was
like I still couldn't tell you like exactly like what does Jodie's, like I can tell you like any of the previous doctors, okay, what do they, you know, what are they like, what do they stand for, what, you know, what is, you know, the important
I hate conspiracies.
stuff about that doctor.
I love a conspiracy.
Yeah,
I think it's like inconsistencies in the lore as well. I mean, I just watched the Pating episode, and the computer says, there's been very little studies of Pating because they've never been able to capture one because it can eat through any energy. Then what happens in Revolution of the Daleks? Oh, there's a Pating in a cell.
I mean, to be fair, it's a highly secretive prison.
Is it secretive?
So maybe.
I mean, maybe. Let's look at it this way. It's just the Jadoon's prison, right? And I feel like
Yeah.
the only thing that was keeping the Pating in was energy fields, which it eats energy. So I'm a bit like,
Mm.
right, okay, and it can eat through the wall and everything. So I'm like, what are you holding this Pating in? Like,
Mm.
I'm just this is the issue when you write really strong sentences like that into your script. I know you're trying to add danger into that episode, but it's like, okay, well, you got to stick to this now. You can't suddenly have it show up and be less than what it was before, which they
Mm.
then did. Like a weeping angel being trapped in there, sure, I could get around that. Though they can drain energy much like light bulbs. So I mean, again, I guess we see, but yeah. They were just trying to be fun with lots of "Where's Wally?" Hey, look at all these
Yeah.
zany characters. And then the Doctor didn't get out by herself, which was a bit disappointing. But anyway.
But yeah, like I said, I still don't know what to think about Jodie's Doctor. Like, Jodie herself has done the best with the script she's been given, but it's like all over the place. I guess I describe her as bubbly, maybe, but
Yeah.
like, well, I mean that's what they've always sort of referred to her Doctor as. But like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't
It
think they really
is
did.
what it
They
is.
gave her the right material, and really the her doctors suffered for it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would try the series again. It's on iPlayer at the minute. I would just say have a watch of it again because
yeah,
I'm kind of half doing stuff at the same time, so it's not my full attention sometimes. But at least one thing I can say for it is like Russell T is such a great era. I could watch that over and over. Moffat, I feel like I have to watch it in bits. I still feel quite Moffated out, especially because he was there for so long. I feel like, it is like his era does have a very particular feel to it, and I do like that feel, but just after almost a
though
decade
also
of it.
many different feels depending on the season,
Yes,
series.
that as well. I'm currently on 6, but I've kind of dipped there, and actually I'm starting to think maybe 6 isn't as good as I kind of remember it. I think actually I'm too kind to it because of the really good episodes in it of The Doctor's Wife and The Girl Who Waited. Like those are both fantastic, but actually I think the stuff around it really isn't actually that great. But we'll see. I will continue it at some point, but actually at this point I'm more interested in actually watching the rest of 11 and series 12, just because we're coming up to her last series, and I'm hoping we go with the classic kind of thing of, at least I mean the 9th, because it's his only season. His last season's his best season for Christopher Eccleston. But I mean, for David Tennant, 4 is definitely the best season.
Yeah.
And for 12th Doctor, his last season was definitely his best season. So
Agreed.
I'm hoping we continue that and we get like Jodie's best series. I think having one less companion will definitely help.
Yeah.
I think
but like I said, I still have
working in
very much
strengths as well.
concerns,
Oh yes, of course. But yes, so we will be doing our reactions to the episodes relatively close to when they air.
Yeah.
Obviously we're still very busy bees. But yeah, we'll try our best on that front to do our reaction videos. So make sure you follow us and subscribe, and you'll get those updates. Hit the little bell. I don't care. Whatever you do, if you feel like doing it. If you care about our opinions, which you shouldn't, because we're just 2 people on the internet. But if you'd be interested in listening, feel free to do that. But yeah, not long left. Literally about a year of Jodie.
Yeah.
From now, because I mean, Centenary is ironically still in November, isn't it? I think. When is the BBC's anniversary? I think it's great that Doctor Who's going to be a part of it. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be weird not to, given the sheer length of time the show's been running. It's one of the most well-known things the BBC's done, like period, because of the sheer.
Okay, it was founded. On the 18th of October. Tomorrow. Oh my god. Tomorrow is the anniversary. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, because I was looking at this at Wikipedia and it was saying 98 years. I'm like, well, that makes no sense because it's next year. But no, it will literally turn 99 years old tomorrow. So it'll be October. And that'll be, I guess, airing on a Tuesday if they do it like that. But I think they'll probably do it on the weekend. You know what I hope from the Russell T Davies era? Fucking airing on a Saturday.
Please. Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so irritating on a Sunday. Because, especially like for reaction, I've got to work the next day. I've got to... So it's like... Staying up late to edit. Like, at least if I know it's Sunday the next day, I can be like, well, at least I can sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, once I'm going into the office again, which I will be towards the end of this series, it's such a pain in the bloody ass. Why Sunday? I get with Strictly on at the same time, I can kind of get that. But, if we're back in the spring, I expect Saturday night. Doctor Who is Saturday night TV. I don't care what you say. It's Saturday night. Saturday Night Live. Whatever. Right. Let's do a live episode of Doctor Who like they did with Corrie that one time. But yeah. Cool. Right. Well, I think that's everything. That's all I've got to say. I had lots of things to say. And I got to get going to a thing. So. Okay. We will see you next time, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.